Welcome back. You're still watching the AM show, and today on Throwback Thursday, we ask you, which promise by Akufo-Addo government have you seen fulfilled? On 7th January, Mr. Akufo-Addo begins his 8th year as president. But before then, he made a basket full of promises. Some he's achieved, some he hasn't. Which promise are you dying to see him achieve? Today, we bring you a throwback of promises made on the rail sector. Right after, I'll activate the phone lines to hear your views. Watch this.
There are several things that went wrong in our country after we got independence. Was the way we allowed our railway infrastructure to deteriorate. Ghana, we are going to have a first-class railway system. The little I can do to strengthen you and make it possible for you to do your work, count on me. We're going to do it.
This promise brought hope to many who witnessed the gradual collapse of the once vibrant Ghana Railway Company Limited. The construction of the company started in 1898 in Sekondi, and the rail lines reached Kumasi in 1903. Ghana had rail lines that connected places where the British colonial authorities thought would be most profitable and practical for moving raw materials. From the hinterlands to the Takoradi Harbour, trains brought raw materials including timber, bauxite, manganese and cocoa. They also carried traders, government employees, students and other groups who were needed for the advancement of the country. Many years after Ghana's independence, the railway infrastructure witnessed little maintenance to no maintenance and subsequently ruins. In 2016, Sekondi to Kojokrom line was repaired by the NDC government, but they were kicked out of power. The NPP government was poised to revive the industry.
It's obvious the rail transport is environmentally friendly, it is efficient, it is less costly, and is generally a more intelligent way of moving people and goods than any other form of transport.
Akufo-Addo is a retired Ghana Railway Company worker. He is so attached to his company that even after more than a decade of retirement, he still visits the Nsawam train station to reflect on the company's state of affairs.
To me, if Niana me woman and I send a new see a Jumano, and any lady a Jumana say, no boy, a one Sawamuga, a coba, Cobanti, a Kuafu, a Dende, a Gwedi Fu, Nebua Wina, and they are a Jumana say, Ama. Sisi enkoyi.
Nasa government owns a bank almost sisi.
Mere man kasa de mi hu hwe wo ho. Mi hu sisi bi a ho. Ni a ebubu ma akoma ne se train no nya dwuma bi.
The Nsawam railway station now lies near ruin and ends abruptly after the main Nsawam road. Due to many years of neglect of the rail tracks, thieves have stolen the lines and sold them as scraps.
From these railways crossing up to Chichamante, the risks are nowhere to be found. And now the place where they have to put the railway lines, people have putting up their buildings over there. You just go to Kenya about 4 to 5 years ago and you love the country. Now Kenya trains are flying ahead and we Ghana, even our trains not moving at all.
The place was painted about 2 years ago, but the walls are almost dirty again. The windows are broken. The train station has become a center for the youth to play games and relax. Many silos and warehouses that used to store goods have been converted into churches.
From here, you can see those silos up there. The first silo is where they used to sell motorbikes. The train has been bringing them. That's where they park them. The next is car. The next one is when you want to buy fridge, generator, everything concerning about light gadgets, that's where they sell it. But now all has been shut down and they are using it for church.
In Nsawam, locals remember the railway service with a fondness for how it sparked a flurry of activities in their local economy. They believe prices of groceries will reduce once the train starts transporting foodstuff at a cheaper cost.
Because it's here a boy thing. I can't form the market out to me about there. Because on baby, we could traffic in Europe, baby, do chroma, besan faka, baby, do and the kaya union and my name, so not in an out so. Bank a train, dear, and never be to me come cry and my fire and so elba for my. By Quano, I said, I intimidated the minion this area, you know.
Fribeha train judge high by ama ade youth no be bring nkama sabre ya mban se 12 na boy nka be hu ma no be bring to fi brodo no mo ba ice cream no bia ton no nya kakra egu na bosom ni botom but ne aba mrante be bring te am boss.
They are however worried that people have already started stealing stones that will be used to give the rail tracks some stability.
Chief no abuna wode bae no so omodija abune gu o menim se so yo momus kan wode to you say Ghana kan wode to you say Ghana ke dia be sra ban ni on sam bra biem no behwe abono any race na ekoro so matutu ntini say rewe no ejuma pa wo say o ma ne mpemfunu bra no o mo be inspection o mo behwe
election mu na mo di bae me na mo di begu ha. The
stones or ballast have been abandoned. They spread over a long stretch. The area has been taken over by weeds, and perhaps the rusted coaches abandoned there paints the perfect picture of the rail service. This is the Kotoku train station. It is located along the Accra and Nsawam rail lines. Like many other railway platforms, this one too is in a sorry state. Residents of Kotoku are upset about the high cost of road transportation to Accra and are hoping that the government will start running trains soon.
No traffic.
It could be recalled that the then managing director of the Ghana Railway Company Limited, John Esel, promised that the Accra to Nsawam line would start operations.
No, we have completed the test run. The test run is over. I did that 3 months ago. Today I wanted you to have a few. That is why I brought you. Otherwise, I've completed the test run.
So when is it going to start full operation?
I will give myself up to beginning of September, maybe 1st September, because I have to do an adjustment here and there. I have to see how I'm going to run the Tema train vis-a-vis the Nsawam train. So that will take me about 2 weeks to start.
But due to unsafe lines, the service was terminated. The Accra to Tema train service also started in 2019. The former railway minister, Govt, joined the team to test the rail lines. It was also cancelled due to safety reasons. The Sekendi to Takrady line is currently the only one that transports passengers. Ghana Railways also ran a test on the Kojokrom to Takwa line, but also cancelled the service due to a derailing accident. The railway station is in a deplorable state, a pale shadow of its former self. The diesel multiple unit which connects the coaches appears to be broken. Squatters have made the area useful by resting there. Some sleep under the coaches. The rail lines have also become dry lines for second-hand clothing dealers, like the clock tower, which no longer tells the time. The government of Ghana cannot tell when the trains will run from Accra to Nsawam. Yao Wusu is the CEO of the Ghana Railway Development Authority.
What I'll tell the people who are yearning to use the line is the fact that we want to make sure we get it right. As I mentioned to you, we want to minimize any risk of potential derailment or safety. All right, so as a matter of fact, we do have plans. Those lines as they exist now, those are the old narrow gauge. We have plans to develop new standard gauge, that may take a little bit longer time. I can't put any timeline. To be honest with you, I cannot put any timeline. That I'll be deceiving you if I put any timeline on there, but we are fervently working on it. We want to get the lines running. I know everybody is looking forward to the railway lines running.
The Tema to Mpakadan rail line is perhaps the sector's most visible achievement.
So currently there are two main projects ongoing. The first one is the Tema-Mpakadan, which is about 97 kilometers. The project is slated to be completed by the end of 2022. It's almost finished. And this line also runs over the lake, about 300-meter suspension or semi-suspension bridge over the Volta Lake. The Tema-Mpakadan is also part of the interconnectivity between Ghana and Burkina Faso. And we have built about roughly 100 kilometers from Takrady all the way to almost to Huni Valley.
Mr. Yaowusu promised in April 2021 that 2 diesel multiple units will be purchased by November 2021 to transport passengers from Tema to Mpakadan.
The Ministry of Finance has approved the purchase of 2 DMUs, which is diesel multiple units, to transport passengers from Tema to Mpakadan. Yes.
So when are they likely to enter into the country?
Most likely before the completion of this project in November, before November.
That promise has not materialized yet.
Those 2 DMUs are still, it takes about 18 months really to order a new DMU. So what we've decided to do is to go for a refurbished one, which we are planning to have probably in the next couple of months, hopefully by the end of 2022.
Page 24 of the 2016 NPP manifesto clearly spells out government's plan to revive the rail sector.
Completely overhauling the western and eastern lines to facilitate the haulage of bauxite, manganese, cocoa, cement, iron ore and other bulk commodities, as well as the transportation of people. The rehabilitation of the eastern line in particular will also facilitate the operation of the Bonkra Inland Port, which has been rendered inoperable as a result of the non-functioning of the line. Developing an integrated light rail transit system for our major cities to connect main business districts with outlying residential locations, extending the Eastern Rail Line from Kumasi to Paga to create an Accra-Kumasi-Paga connection to facilitate haulage of goods from and to the north, and the exploitation of iron ore and other mineral reserves in the north, building a Tema-Akonsombo rail link to tie in with a vibrant and revived Volta Lake transportation system to provide a major avenue for expanded transportation and the resulting economic activity.
Many Ghanaians are waiting with bated breath for a modernized railway system as promised by President Akufo-Addo.
So that was a Throwback Thursday on the railway sector, and as you heard Mr. Yaowusu say, the Tema-Mpakadan Railway Road was supposed to have been completed in 2022. We are in 2024 and we're yet to see that promise fulfilled. And also we've been reading on myjoyonline.com where Mr. Peter Ameu has said it isn't possible that there won't be any SkyTrain in Ghana. Well, he says that the incumbent government will not be able to provide Ghanaians SkyTrains as earlier indicated. According to him, even in a few years to come, this project cannot be implemented because it requires a significant amount of capital, and government does not have the fiscal space to absorb such a facility. Quote, rail construction takes a lot of time and it is also capital intensive. A kilometer of a railway line is about 4 to 5 times the cost of building a concrete infrastructure in terms of building an asphaltic road. So considering the fiscal space that we have in the country, facilities to absorb it is becoming problematic for the government. And you know, our current debt to GDP, which is in excess of 70%. The SkyTrain that we're talking about is the one that is going to run on columns in the sky, like the ones you see in Dubai, but no agreement has been signed, end quote. And he said this on Adabaka-based TV station, City TV. Well, let's